Fish Hooks is an American animated television series created by Noah Z. Jones which originally aired on Disney Channel from September 3, 2010 to April 4, 2014. 21 episodes were ordered for the first season. It premiered on September 24, 2010. An 11-minute preview was shown on September 3, 2010, following the Disney Channel original movie, Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. It also premiered on ABC Family on January 15, 2011, at 7/6. The series premiered on Disney XD on January 14, 2011. The stars of Fish Hooks are former That's So Raven and Cory in the House star Kyle Massey, Starstruck, Baby Daddy, as well as Jonas L.A. Eurosha Chelsea Kane and Justin Roiland. On September 23, 2013, Tom Warburton announced that Season 3 will be the final season as they have finished the last episode. Plot: the series revolves around adolescent fish Milo, his shy brother Oscar, as well as their overly dramatic friend B. Goldfishberg. They attend a school known as Freshwater High, submerged in an aquarium in a pet store. The series chronicles their daily lives as they deal with everything, from eel attacks and field trips to romance and homework. Production: in 2009, President of Entertainment Gary Marsh said of the show, "The Fish Hooks team has created one of the most original, inventive animated series on television, bringing an ingenious twist to the classic archetypes of high school life." The series will be produced using a mix of 2D digital animation and photo collages. The series is created and co-executive produced by children's book illustrator Noah Z. Jones and developed for television by Alex Hirsch and Bill Race. Main and recurring cast were announced in a Disney Channel press release on August 26, 2010. Cast and characters: Main, Milo is an adventurous Siamese fighting fish who is a self-proclaimed party guy, and the main protagonist of the series. He attempts to have fun in any situation and is very loud and often dangerous. It was confirmed in Doris Flores Gorgeous that he is 17 years old and is friends with Bea, an aspiring actress. He is also friends with his older brother Oscar. In Fail Fish, Milo is shown to have an attention disability and only learns by absorbing knowledge in near-death situations. B. Goldfishberg is a goldfish who is very overly dramatic, as well as dreams to be a movie star in the future. For the first and a half seasons, her friend Oscar had a huge and regularly unspoken crush on her, to which she was completely oblivious. She is extremely self-centered and regularly boasts about her acting abilities and various talents. She also has a strong interest in the dramatic arts and constantly enrolls in various school plays. She has a stoic, regularly monotonic best friend named Chelsea, who usually has to snap Bea out of her dramatic tantrums or provide solutions to her problems. Now, Bea has feelings for Oscar. Oscar is a routinely nervous catfish with an afro and Milo's older brother. He is a video game lover and regularly serves as the voice of reason and justice between the main cast. He is often very stressed throughout the series, mostly because of Milo's misadventures and wild behavior. Oscar has had a somewhat secret crush on Bea until mid-season 2, where he falls in love with an angel fish named Angela, a gamer girl on a rival debate team, who becomes his girlfriend for the remainder of the season. He is shown as a neat freak, as well as despite being brothers with Milo, they are the opposite of each other. For the first season of the series, a clam named Clamantha was Oscar's stalker and regularly followed him in secret, roughly until he met Angela. After Angela spends nearly all of prom playing video games, Oscar accidentally calls her Bea, as well as then subsequently they break up. Now, Oscar returned to his crush on Bea, with Bea harboring some romantic interests in him as well. Recurring: Chelsea, a jewel fish, who is Bea's best friend. She loves fashion and is concerned about looking good. She is usually negative and pessimistic. She supports Bea and is also good friends with Finberly, Coy, as Maggot, and Clamantha. However, she regularly and constantly talks behind Oscar's back. Like most of the other female cast, she has a huge crush on Steve Jackson. Clamantha, a crazy, high-stressed, as well as energetic teen clam. She had an unhealthily obsessive crush on Oscar and would stop at nothing to become his girlfriend for the entire first season. However, Clamantha's relationship with Oscar is one-sided, as Oscar finds Clamantha's attraction unsettling and disturbing. She is also in the freshwater cheer squad and has lots of spirit, positive attitude and enthusiasm, although she isn't very bright. She is also the leader of a punk rock band called the Shiny Objects. Albert Glass, a nerdy glass fish who is very intelligent and diligent. He is abnormally pale and, as a result of being transparent, his brain can be seen through his head. He is best friends with Jumbo Shrimp and is good friends with Milo, Oscar and Bea. Albert is very shy and quiet and he and Jumbo are the main targets of bullying from Jocktopus and his gang. He is shown to play the trumpet. He starts dating Esmer getting Chicks Dig Vampires. In the Season 3 episode Glass Man Standing, Albert's voice gets lower and he grows a mustache. Jumbo Shrimp, an awkward shrimp who is best friends with Albert Glass. Jumbo is a science nerd and loves figuring out and solving problems, finding and correcting errors in textbooks, as well as researching various topics in his spare time. Like Albert, Jumbo is an easy target for bullies. Along with Albert, he occasionally plays the tuba. After his robot date for prom leaves him, Angela and he begin dating. Finbally, a small, kind fish who is one of Bea's friends. Finbally is often seen with Esmeralda and has a notable crush on Steve Jackson, more so than the rest of the cast. A running gag on the show is that she is injured on a regular basis and recovers in the next scene. She also appears to have a notable crush on Milo. Esmeralda, a strange slimy sea slug. Esmeralda appears to be constantly sick with a stuffed nose, as well as she leaves a trail of slime behind wherever she goes. Esmeralda is one of Bea's friends, and like the other girls has a crush on Steve Jackson. She plays the saxophone at school. She starts dating Albert Glass in Chicks Dig Vampires. Koi, a koi fish who is another one of Bea's friends. She is much bigger than the rest of her friends and rarely speaks in anything but short grunts, however, she is always a kind and caring person. Jocktopus, an octopus who is the school bully in Freshwater High and the main antagonist of the series. Jocktopus enjoys bullying and tormenting others, especially nerds like Jumbo and Albert, but also occasionally Milo and Oscar. He usually refers to himself in the third person and shouts his thoughts and emotions out loud. Mr. Baldwin, Milo, Oscar and Bea's homeroom teacher, a seahorse, at Freshwater High. Baldwin despises Milo and seems to hate his job. He is always bored, unenthusiastic and lazy and is constantly trying to find a way to quit his job as a teacher. He is pregnant for the majority of the series until Labor of Love, where he gives birth to 100 to 200 baby seahorses. Ms. Lips is the guidance counselor of Freshwater High. She is a catfish named Otalia who Bea, Milo and Oscar all hate. In Labor of Love she gets engaged to Mr. Baldwin. Mr. Muscles, Freshwater High's drama teacher. Mr. Muscles has an abnormally loud voice and shouts every phrase, but loves motivating his students. He believes that every student has a dream and that someday, they will all rise to great achievement. Principal Stickler, Jeff Bennett, is Freshwater High's principal. Principal Stickler is a sea urchin who shouts orders to his assistant, Nurse Fishington. He is very strict and careful about sanitation and is an obsessive clean freak similar to Oscar, which leads to overreactions which quickly get out of hand. In Principal Bea, Stickler gives the position of principal to Fishington, as well as pilots a robotic walker, apparently leaving the pet shop for good. However, he returns afterward and get a job. Nurse Fishington is the school nurse of Freshwater High. In the episode Principal Bea, it is revealed that she's actually a robot and was built by Principal Stickler. Randall Randy Pincherson, a fiddler crab who is the secondary antagonist of the series. Randy comes from a rich family and is extremely spoiled and is able to afford practically anything, so he has anything he wants. He loves provoking, blackmailing, gossiping and threatening students for varying reasons. He is very sarcastic, lazy, but ultimately tragic. Early on he is a bully to Milo, although he devolves to more of a pest as the series progresses. Randy has a one-sided crush on Bea, which becomes one of his main concerns after Oscar starts dating Angela. Steve Jackson, an attractive, charismatic fish who most girls at Freshwater High have a huge crush on. He has wavy blonde hair and is the most popular and talked about students at Freshwater High. Despite this, he's never dismissive or rude towards anyone and is casually neutral on most matters. Beau Gregory, a fish who is known for having an abnormally large number of tractors and trucks for transportation, utilized by many other students. Beau Gregory has his own farm, as well as owns a cornfield and a ranch in the outskirts of the aquarium. He plays the French horn at school. Razor V. Doom, the self-proclaimed leader of the goth group at Freshwater. He plays the tuba at school. Razor is ironically dark and serious about his life, and he and his group attempt to stay away from the other students. Hugh Edmondson, a fish from France who is likely an exchange student. Hugh doesn't seem to speak English and only speaks French. Coach Salmons, a salmon who is Freshwater High's hyper-enthusiastic, to the point of flamboyance, gym teacher. Coach Salmons loves blindly motivating and encouraging his students almost as much as he loves singing, stretching and exercising. Piranha, a piranha who is Joctopus's girlfriend. Piranha likes provoking other people and sometimes helps Joctopus with his abusive behavior. She is shown to be substantially more intelligent than he and occasionally is able to manipulate him into doing things. Chief, a blobfish who is the boss of the Hokey Poke Diner. He and Bassie currently work at the restaurant, but Chief used to be a fearless adventurer, who used to embark on quests and once attempted to catch a mythical sea monster, leading to him losing his leg. Bassie, a bass fish who is the waitress at the Hokey Poke Diner. She works alongside Chief and she takes her job unnecessarily seriously. Mr. Goldfishberg and Mrs. Goldfishberg, Bea's embarrassing parents. Although they constantly embarrass Bea and treat her like a baby, they are friendly and supportive parents to their daughter. Brandon Bubbler, is a teenage singing sensation first introduced in Dollars and Fish. He is a parody of Justin Bieber. Headphone Joe, Freshwater's laid-back janitor who is mostly seen cleaning algae off the tanks with his mouth. Headphone Joe sometimes gives advice to his students, although he usually isn't much help. Pass, Punt and Fumble, a lake trout, gar and group, a trio of football players who are Joctopus's friends and assist him with his bullying. Punt is the tallest and apparent leader of the trio, Pass is the shortest and most intelligent, and Fumble is the least intelligent. Although it seems Joctopus just uses them for that sole purpose, they are still loyal to him almost all of the time. Dr. Frog, a frog who is Freshwater's formal journalism teacher. Dr. Frog is eccentric and quite unstable, but he is still usually friendly and likable. Due to being a frog, he has to regularly jump out of the tank to breathe air. Angela Fishburger, a gamer girl whom Oscar met on a rival debate team. She was formerly his girlfriend, breaking up with him after he accidentally called her Bea, when asking her to dance at the prom. She is now Jumbo Shrimp's girlfriend. Pamela Hamster, a hamster TV star who is secretly a gerbil. In the episode Hamsterwood, Milo and Pamela become boyfriend and girlfriend. Milo and Pamela break up, when she says they need time apart. Since that episode she dates a different boy each episode. Episodes. Voice cast, main cast, Chelsea Kane as Bea Goldfishberg, Kyle Massey as Milo, Justin Roiland as Oscar, recurring cast, Maxwell Atoms as Beau Gregory, Razor V. Doom, Hugh Edmondson, Dumpy Muffins, D. Bradley Baker as Attila, Louis Clark, Jeff Bennett as Humble Harry, Principal Stickler, John Caparulo as Headphone Joe, Bandana Joe, Jane Carr as Danchovy, Anchovy, Lady Ipswich, The Queen, Greg Sipes as Steve Jackson, Blake Clark as Chief, Jennifer Coolidge as Ms. Lips, Felicia Day as Angela Fishburger, John DiMaggio as Joctopus, Joctopapa, Joctomama, Rachel Dratch as Esmeralda, Coy's mum, Alex Hirsch as Clamantha, Fumble. Clamantha's dad, Mr. Detention, Noah Z. Jones as Mr. Goldfishberg, Mr. Shark, Dumpy Muffins, Tiny Lister as Mr. Muscles, Tress McNay as Bassie, Vanessa Marshall as Mouse, Edie McClurg as Mrs. Goldfishberg, Kevin MacDonald as Dr. Frog, Kimberly Mooney as Finberly, Vartan Nazarian as Fish Vartan, Laura Ortiz as Piranha, Stephen Christopher Parker as Jumbo Shrimp, Annie Potts as Nurse Fishington, William Race as Sergeant Dan Tuna, Bonnie Benfish, Michael, Atticus Schaffer as Albert Glass, Richard Simmons as Coach Salmons, Roger Craig Smith as Punt, Dana Snyder as Mr. Baldwin, Bud, Clamantha's mum, Jerry Stiller as Principal Stickler, Josh Sussman as Randy Pincherson, Lauren Tom as Bob, Kari Walgren as Chelsea, Snake, Lunch Lady Elia, Clemette, Grammy Pincherson, Dave Wittenberg as Get Coach, Pass, Guest Cast, Carlos Alas Reiki as Mr. Killian, Jason Alexander as Mr. Nibbles, Eva Murray as Bleak Molly, Diedrich Bader as Mr. McGritchison, Doug Brockle as Lonnie, Sabrina Bryan as Pamela Humster, S. Scott Bullock as Icepick, Tyler Chen as Bjorn, Giada de Laurentiis as Giada de Laurentfish, Gray Delal as Granola Girl, Brian Doyle Murray as Babyface Bryant, Michael Clark Duncan as Guardian Cat, Kenton Duty as Johnny Space Crab, Mr. Puffer, Jason Earls as Kevin, Greg Ellis as The Efficient, The Duke, Derek Ivanek as Student Counsel, Carl Farwell as Doll, Male Flanagan as Sonny, Bobby Flay as Bobby Fillet, Arne Gastia as Hot Cocoa, Brian George as Francis, Bobcat Goldthwait as Fish Santa, C.H. Greenblatt as Chino, G. Elias as Amanda, A. Smith Harrison as Webster, Jan Hooks as Savannah Salmons, Richard Stephen Horvitz as Ninja, Paulson, Maxim Knight as Tetra Captain, Eric Ladin as Ron, Rachel McFarlane as Will Amina, Noel, Mark McGrath as Rocktopus, Wendy McClendon Covey as Ruby, Jason Mewes as Jason, Darren Norris as the Mayor, Jerry O'Connell as Sterling Hamston, Ed O'Neill as Riff, Ozzy Osbourne as the Earth Troll, Paula G. Parker as Yolanda, Chris Parnell as Swell as Announcer, Alibert, Rob Paulson as Magic Hamster Mirror, Greg, Rosie Perez as Shishalsi Chihuahua, Busy Phillips as Clamander, Jaime Presley as Lafayette, John Ratzenberger as Wilford, John Rhys Davis as Magic Apple, Kevin Michael Richardson as Dave the Cave Fish, Hoodie, David Sher as Dr. Shrimp, Other Milo, Wallace Shawn as the Rat King, James Sy as Spiky Ninja, Mindy Sterling as Lunch Lady Litorda, Tara Strong as Mrs. Shark, George Takei as Bird, Mr. K. Frederick Tatarsior as Cabby, David Tennant as Oscar's Brain, Tiffany Thornton as Doris Flores Gorgeous, Lil Twist as Brandon Bubble, Patrick Warburton as Man-voiced Albert, John Waters as Ezekiel Freshwater, Sean White as Sean Whitefish, April Winchell as Lady Bottom. Awards and nominations, broadcast. The series airs worldwide on Disney Channel. The show previewed in Canada on September 3, 2010 and premiered on September 25, 2010. It also airs on Disney XD in the same country since June 1, 2011. In the United Kingdom and Ireland on September 17, 2010 and premiered on November 6, 2010. It previewed in Australia and New Zealand on October 2, 2010 and premiered on November 23, 2010. In Singapore, the Philippines and Malaysia the show premiered on April 1, 2011. It previewed on January 15, 2011 and premiered on February 12, 2011 in South Africa. References. External links. Official website, Fish Hooks at the Internet Movie Database, Fish Hooks TV Episode Guide at the Big Cartoon Database, Fish Hooks at TV.com, Fish Hooks at TV Guide.